Okay.
So, so the 5-1 is called the Heretic Investigator, also the Visionary Leader slash Resource.
Okay.
Okay. So like I said, this is a transpersonal profile, meaning a lot of their um lessons interactions, things they're here to learn, even like more karmic relationships, like things we're destined to meet, interactions with others, or how you're going to really fulfill your personal destiny, basically fulfill your destiny.
Mm-hmm.
So the 5-1 we talked, or the line 5 we talked about a little bit before with the other profiles, has the they call it projection field around it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Where that's where the heretic part comes in. And so the line 5, they always say, is they kind of see it as the highest line on the hexagram as far as highest expression, like of the theme of the gate. Let me put it this: the line 5 has the highest universalizing potential. So what that means by that is what they bring and who they are, what they do, has the most potential to impact the most people. Universalizing. It's like they call it a visionary leader type, the line 5, because they are here to offer new solutions, usually very
Mm-hmm.
practical solutions to the rest of us. It's not just people within their family. Things they can come up with can impact the whole world.
What was it that you were? It was like something about it was a phrase you used in the last episode
Hmm.
about the line 5, about
Hmm.
like their interactions with like random
Strangers of
people.
consequence.
Yeah, that one. I can't not remember it anytime.
Yeah. Well, that's what
Strangers
that,
of consequence.
yeah,
Okay.
that's who they're here to impact, meaning that no interaction is too small with a line 5. Like this could be someone could say something just totally off to someone they meet in the grocery store, or it's like they don't actually have to meet sometimes the people that they impact. What they do impacts all of us. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the 5-1 in particular is here to offer these practical solutions really through the knowledge that they have. Okay. So some famous 5-1s,
Mm-hmm.
as we said, this will help you think about these people as we're talking. Um, Madonna is a 5-1.
Hmm.
But what's I
Interesting.
want you to remember when I talk about these ones in particular, the 5-1, the 5-2, I think it's more
Mm-hmm.
noticeable. This heretic part of it, the projection part
Mm.
of it, that if these people don't live up to what we think they should be, or the people around them, you don't think they're doing what we think they should be doing, or what kind of solution they should be bringing us,
Mm-hmm.
we tend to turn on them a bit. I mean, you can certainly see that with Madonna. You love her, you hate her,
Yeah.
right? You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Reese Witherspoon is a 5-1. Uh,
Okay.
Ra Uru himself was a five
Oh,
one, which
okay, Rob.
which we can all see that
Yep.
there's definite, like, he brought the knowledge, but then
I think that's why the voice picked him.
there's many
Right? Isn't that
reasons,
what it
I'm
was
sure.
called? The voice?
The voice, yeah. Tina Turner, Neil Armstrong,
Okay.
Queen Elizabeth II, and Martin Luther King Jr., Reverend
All
Martin Luther
very,
King,
very powerful people.
who impacted a lot of
A
people.
lot. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So the 5-1 takes the knowledge that they have gained and used. They've done their research. This is what drives them, because it's that unconscious side of them that's really driving them, is that need for
Mm-hmm.
safety through information. More information they have, the more they feel. But then the knowledge and everything that they gain is here to bring those practical solutions that benefit all of humanity. And so this is a very powerful and potent combo, is this 5-1, because this almost insatiable thirst for knowledge mixed with the drive and the ability to help save the world through innovative thoughts and solutions is a really impactful person,
Yeah.
for sure. They say that the aura of a line 5 is rather seductive, they call it.
Oh.
Which, when you first read that, it's like when they always say the seductive things about a Scorpio or whatever. It's just like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, we're not. But They do. It's the seductive energy because people can feel from
You're
them.
just drawn to it.
You're drawn
It's
to it
like
because,
it feels good.
well, it's more that they don't see. Remember, they don't see the line five person.
Right.
They see their own reflection of what they need, right?
Hmm.
And so sometimes what they think they need is not what they need. And that's what the 5-1 delivers. The 5-1 does deliver potentially what they need, but just they're either not ready for it,
They
they don't
don't
want to
want it.
hear it. Mm-mm. And so, yes, it does draw them in because the people sense that the 5-1 in particular has the information that they need, right?
Mm.
And so the
Hmm.
5-1 has to be very discerning about who they can help and who they can't. And it's also very important for line fives in general to really have a good understanding of themselves. And so that when
Hmm.
they, especially in the personal relationships, if they, since there is this projection field around them, it, it can be tricky in their personal relationships that people might project their shit onto them and really think it is the 5-1 that is doing things that is the problem and is the blame. And depending on the relationship, if you know you're never going to change this, you might want to be like, okay, I either have to just accept this person like it's your mother or
Hmm.
something, it's just like, or you have to decide if this is a relationship worth salvaging that you want to keep.
Hmm.
You might have to walk away from it because some people will take what they can from the 5-1, as far as when I say take what they can, learn what they can. Some
Hmm.
people just aren't ready. So one thing the 5-1 has to remember is that they have to make sure they give themselves that time to do their investigative work, to know
Mm.
their stuff, because their knowledge is so important to the work they bring into the world. Really, just not even work; it's just what they bring into the world.
Hmm.
Because if they don't have the right information, whatever it is that they are drawn to bring to the world, whatever fascinates them, whatever they're interested in, if they don't have it, they don't have the right
Hmm.
information, then like we said, that positive projection that they're feeling from people, because projection can be positive or negative, meaning it's drawn
Hmm.
to them, they feel it, and they're like, oh, you can help me. And like we said, if they don't have all the information they need, the correct information they need, that can quickly flip on them, which can be rather
Hmm.
harsh, difficult. Um,
Right.
line fives in particular, but they're natural leaders. They're meant to bring new ideas, new solutions. Not always, may not be received in the best way. Um, we talked about the stranger of consequence
Hmm.
thing. They're here to influence the world, not necessarily like their immediate network. So
Right.
then maybe the things they know, the people in their family don't really care about and don't want to know, but maybe the world does. So, what I was saying about that, having something that really interests them to really dive deep on is really important. And it may seem to them at first that this is just a personal interest for themselves to learn something, but ultimately, what they're learning, it's not just meant for them, it's meant for all of us. So
Hmm.
I'll give you an example
Hmm.
of a person I know in particular, a friend of mine, and
That is a 5-1 or just a line five?
this is a 5-1,
Okay.
my
Okay.
friend Leslie.
Love her.
And I love Leslie too. She's wonderful. Yeah, very drawn to her. But what I've seen with Leslie has, and I'd love to have her on one day because she's learned so much. She's a 5-1. She's got a lot of great information. And she had her own personal struggles, health struggles, things like this
Hmm.
autoimmune and things that were happening in her own personal life, and it led her for years down this path of trying to figure it out for herself and
Hmm.
trying to get to the bottom. So she did tons of research. Obviously, she's so well educated herself on all the things she needed to know about food and diet and just toxins in particular,
Hmm.
because that was a big problem. We met through that um, uh, work through with Beauty Counter of learning about the
Hmm.
toxic products and stuff. And what was interesting is that in her work, her job, she now, this is a big part of the work that she does, is helping educate people on clean living. She's like a,
Mhm.
an advocate for that because she's been through it herself, but she has seen firsthand that when she tried to offer this, plus she's a projector, when she tried to offer this information like to her family, people that really
Mhm.
needed it, not her immediate family, but people in her family, not always received as well. It's
Mm.
like,
Mhm.
for one, that projector thing. This is before she knew
Mhm.
about human design. She knows now. She's like, oh, okay. She doesn't have to take it personally. She knows that
Mhm.
this is not, she's not wrong. There's nothing wrong with her. She's just come to terms that some people aren't ready to hear what she has to say. But then the people who are incredibly impacted by her work. And I just love her to death. And she just knows so much.
She's so great. I love her.
Yeah. Okay. So we already discussed this is the left angle cross, destiny fulfilled through interactions with others. And really important thing also for line fives is to know when to step in and help and when to retreat, because they're meant to step in, offer solutions, but not hang around too long. Because remember,
Right.
these aren't
Right.
like personal relationships. This is just like, this is what I got. Here's how I can help. And
Here it
then
is. I'm out.
give them what they need. In this case, the information they need, and
Mhm.
then pull out. Yep, that's right. So, anyways, line fives tend to want to hide out a little bit though, because of this potential danger of being either misunderstood
Mm.
or their reputation suffering because people not being happy with what they offer for a solution. So,
Mhm.
they got to remember to also just, I don't know that say they have to remember, but just um, try not to hide out too much. The world needs them. We need your information. You've got to help. Promise the
You
right
can't
people.
hide.
The right people will listen. Okay. So that was the line five.
Okay. Well, 5-1.
You're right. That okay. That was the fun one. Almost numbers.